Hello there, this is going to be a very exciting video because I have two pieces, that's four, but I have two pieces of news. Number one is that Sephora now ships to the UK, in case you didn't know, and I may have made not one, not two, but three Sephora orders. So I'm going to show you what I picked up from there, as well as I have a very special, what am I doing? I'm surfing the waves with my hands. I have a very special little discount code for my favourite store, exclusively for my viewers, so make sure you stay tuned for that because I'm going to throw that in here as well. I'm going to start everything off with Sephora, and I've piled all my three orders into this one box, and I'm going to rummage through it and tell you what I bought, which is how hauls go. Just a little heads up, it is £10 for Sephora to ship to the UK, and that is it, which is super awesome. And I did want to try some Makeup Forever things because they're quite hard to get hold of in the UK, and I picked up the HD foundation, and I also picked up their HD powder. I didn't research this HD powder at all, and I went out one night wearing both of these, and I was like so ready for the flash, you know, I was like, ooh, HD, like come on, flashes, like come at me, and my friend took a picture, and it was beyond Casper the Friendly Ghost. It was literally like a white sheet over my face. I was so embarrassed. It was like not knowing about SPF in your foundation like 6 years ago all over again, and I was like, what is up with this? And then I thought it was down to the powder because it's quite like finely milled and it does have a kind of white overcast to it, and everyone in their reviews was like, you need the tiniest bit, or if flashback hits you, you will look like a ghost. So I should have probably known that before I, you know, went out looking like this. I do really like the foundation. I will be putting up a review on it on my website soon, but the powder I think was a bit too much of a faff because you kind of have to apply it and then like sweep off all the excess. Actually, so if you guys know of a better way to use it, then let me know. So I tweeted saying like, what should I buy from Sephora and stuff, and so many of you guys said this primer, and I'd never heard of it before. It was the Korres Greek Yogurt Primer. P.S. if you don't follow me on Twitter, it is at Amelia Liana _. I really like the packaging. I feel like it's really cool, but I've hardly used this and it seems to like be semi-finished already. Like, look, it's kind of like that already, and I've hardly used it. It's really light, and it's really nourishing, and it doesn't dry kind of like sticky. It doesn't leave a slippery surface, and it doesn't dry matte either, which I really like. It kind of has a little mix of all three. It kind of leaves a velvety texture over the skin, but nothing really mega velvety. It's like mega slight, but I just find my foundation goes on so well on top of this stuff, and it's definitely helped make my foundation last longer. So thanks guys, I'm really happy you told me to pick this up. Next I saw this Bite Agave lip mask. It kind of has the same sort of packaging as the Korres one. I was like, ooh, I just dropped it. I was like, ooh, a lip mask. That sounds really cool and intriguing. But it was basically like a really thick, gloopy Vaseline that didn't do anything miraculous. It definitely wasn't as great as something like my Nuxe Rêve de Miel. I'll definitely use it up because it's cool, but I don't know if I would repurchase it. It's definitely an overnight one though, because it's really thick and gloopy. Sephora do really great travel sizes, by the way, so I also raided their travel size section, and I settled on these two mini Caudalie Divine Oils just because they're really easy to travel with, and I just love these because they're so nice, light and hydrating. I went a bit mad for Tarte. Let's start with the Essie Button induced purchases. Number one, the Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. This stuff is seriously gorgeous, and it says full coverage, and you kind of put it on waiting to feel the cake and the thickness of it, but it's actually really light. It still gives you a really flawless finish and is really easy to blend into the skin. And then speaking of the Tarte foundations, I also picked up the Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation and the Air Bouquet brush. I put the powder foundation over the top of the clay foundation. I genuinely looked like an Oompa Loompa. Like, this was way too dark for me. I looked like an Oompa Loompa with really nice flawless skin, but I still looked like a tangerine, and I just looked so orange. I'm not really like a powder foundation person. I've never really been into powder or mineral foundations, but I think the finish this gives was so beautiful. The Air Bouquet brush is really cool. It's just really cute and short and stubby. So you kind of dip the brush into the foundation and work it into your skin. I've done my research, found out my actual shade, so I will be picking up another one of these, and possibly these as well, and then I'll let you know my actual thoughts on them and probably do a big foundation roundup on my blog. I also got the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Concealer, and again, I'm just quite impressed with Tarte because everything that says like full coverage and waterproof you think would be really kind of thick and cakey, but it's just really not with them. They've just got their formulas really, really great. This is in the shade Light, and it's this really creamy stick here, but I find once you apply it onto your skin and then you blend it out, it kind of disappears a little bit. Like, the coverage isn't as much as I'd like it to be, especially with things like under my eyes, which can be a bit heavy. So this is definitely like a poolside concealer where you want it to be waterproof, you don't want it to slide around in the heat, but you also don't want too much coverage. I definitely wouldn't use this every day because it's just not enough to cover my sleepless eyes. I never heard of this brand before. This is Boskia, I think that's how you say it. And this was their Deep Hydration Sleeping Mask. I actually wanted to try their cleansing oil, but Sephora's quite weird with their shipping things and they wouldn't ship that to the UK. So I researched the brand and this sounded really, really cool. It's a really gorgeous light cream and it smells quite nice and florally as well. I think this is definitely one of those like in-flight facial kind of things. I haven't given this too much of a whirl yet, but I will keep you posted on my thoughts. Shock horror, I have recently gotten in to using face wipes. Oh my gosh, who am I? I don't know, but they are just so darn easy and addictive. I saw these and I just thought they were really cute. These are the Josie Maran Bare Naked wipes and it has little pictures of polar bears on them. I thought that was so cute and fluffy. I really, really am enjoying using these wipes. I don't think they're as effective as something like my DHC wipes or the Ole Henriksen wipes, but they are really, really good. I also picked up the Korres wipes, which I don't have with me at the moment, and they sucked. They were so, so bad. I definitely do not recommend them. The tissue on the wipe is like really bumpy and it feels really like stripping and your face feels really horrible afterwards. I wasn't into those at all, but these are really, really good. And just for getting off that like first layer of makeup, they work really nicely. I've leave a link to all my other hauls I've done below, but if you've seen my, I think it was my last USA Beauty haul, I picked up the Marc Jacobs Gel Foundation and I absolutely loved it. And I saw that they did a full coverage concealer called Remarkable, get it, and I thought I might as well try it and pick it up because I love the foundation so much. It comes in like this really sleek, uber cool coffee table, dressing table like packaging. And again, for something full coverage, it's really, really creamy. I find that the first layer I put on doesn't look full coverage at all, but then you can kind of build it and apply 2 or 3 layers and then you get that full coverage look, and it does have a really creamy consistency. So I think if you have oily skin, this will definitely be one to pair with a powder, but for my under eyes, which are normally quite dry, this works really nicely. So before I mention my Space NK bits, I do have an exclusive promotion code just for you guys for Space NK. So the lovely people at Space NK are saying if you spend £40 on anything at Space NK, you actually get £10 extra to spend as well. So that's basically 25% off on any products for £40 or more, which is such a great deal because Space NK basically never do sales and they have absolutely everything. I'll leave the full details of that, which is linked on my website below with the code embedded in it as well. But as always, I can't go to Space NK without picking up a few things, and I'm sure you saw in my monthly favourites video that I was all the way at the bottom of my By Terry Ombre Black Star, and if you haven't seen my monthly favourites, I will link that below as well. But I obviously had to pick up another one, and this is the By Terry Ombre Black Star in number 4. I've already made a dent in this one already and I won't talk about it too much because, like I said, I just mentioned it in my favourites. This is just the best long-lasting, beautiful creamy eyeshadow slash eyeliner. It's just the most unique colour and it gives such a beautiful kind of uplifted look to the eyes. So behind me, as you can see, this diptyque candle is seriously on its last legs. I mean, is it still burning? Kind of is still burning, but it's like seriously on its last legs. So I had to pick up another one, and this is actually my favourite scent from them, and this is Amber. It's really warm, it's not too overpowering, you don't get bored of it. It's not like Bay, which I find sometimes can be a bit too sickly sweet, and the Fig one as well, so I get really bored of them quite easily, but because this is quite homey and warm, I really like having this around. And then I also picked up my favourite lip gloss in the whole world, which is the Chantecaille Brilliant Gloss in Lucky. I'm going to put this on for you now to show you what it looks like because it is so, it's just the most beautiful gloss ever. I always find it really hard to talk when I'm putting lip gloss on. It's just like a gorgeous peachy pink golden shimmer, makes your lips look really nice and plump and juicy. Feels really nice on the lips as well. I love this so much. You don't even want to know how many of these I've been through. Picked up my favourite handbag powder, Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. It's literally like Instagram for your face. Side note about Instagram. 1, do you guys follow me on there? If not, it is at Amelia Liana. And 2, what is your favourite filter? Discuss. I actually quite like Valencia, but oh my god, where's my phone? There's a really cool app I need to tell you about. It is called Afterlight. Oh, it is a good app. You guys need to download it. I don't think you have to pay for it. There's a filter on Guest called Bloom, and that is a really good filter as well. So let's just share our filters for a second, because I quite am into filters. Anyway, this is like a real life filter for your skin. It's really cool and it's quite blurring, which I really like. It kind of just smooths over everything and sets your foundation. I like this as a handbag powder because, you know, at the end of the day when your foundation starts to separate and feel a bit gross, and then you put powder over the top and then it's just like 10 times more gross. Like, this doesn't do that. This just kind of like blurs over all the grossness. I have a disappointing product. This is the Aesop Parsley Seed Antioxidant Serum, and I Instagrammed my Aesop purchases, and so many of you guys were like, that serum was really disappointing, and I have to agree, because first of all, it's really, I think it was like around, it was quite expensive. It was around £40, maybe even more than that. And it's really gloopy and sticky, and it doesn't leave your skin feeling very nice at all, and it kind of smells slightly strange. I'd kind of let all that slide if I noticed a difference in my skin with this, but I really didn't at all. So I will be sticking to my Sarah Chapman Intense Hydrating Booster, because that is thebomb.com. Two little MAC purchases. One is their Groundwork paint pot. It's a really nice muted light brown, and it's also matte as well, which I really like, so it's quite good for like a no makeup when you want a tiny bit of something on your lids but not anything that much. I am thinking about doing a no makeup look, so let me know if you fancy seeing that as well. Since my top 5 MAC lipsticks video, you don't even want to know how long my MAC lipstick list is. Like, it is, oh my gosh, I've had to avoid their counters seriously to like avoid buying all the lipsticks, because you guys recommended so many good ones to me, so I'm taking it one at a time. We will get there slowly. My collection is definitely building up, but I picked up the shade Lickable, which is such a beautiful plum pink. It's a cream sheen finish, which means it's quite glossy on the lips as well, and it's really hydrating. Love, love, love this shade. I don't know why I'm still keeping it in the packaging. Does anyone do that? Like, keep something in the packaging for like 2 months and then till you can't be bothered to keep it in the packaging anymore. So that is everything for this big collective haul. Don't forget to check out the promotion code I have going on with Space NK at the moment, and I did just do my morning and evening skincare routine, which were highly requested, so I will link my morning one over here in case you haven't seen it, and I am doing okay, and I will also link my evening skincare routine here in case you haven't seen that as well, and I will also link them in the information box below. That information box is going to be full of stuff. So that is all my updates from today. Make sure you're following me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all of which I will link down below, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye! So my waves go like, I either do like a swipe or I do like a piano wave. I never really do that. Piano wave! Okay, bye. Hello and good evening, and no matter what time you are watching this video, it is now the evening because I am about to start my evening skincare routine, get into the cleansing and taking off